Hello guys, today I'd like to talk about three companies that caught my attention. The first company is Amphenol, the second one is Teradyne, and the third one is SMCI. Amphenol is a company that produces electrical and fiber optic cables. They produce antennas as well. We can see that during this 1 year period, the company started off at 64.36 and is now at 123.13. In analysis, we can see that the company bet its fourth quarter for last year, its first and second quarter this year. Teradyne is a company that produces testing equipment that is used to test the quality of semiconductors. It's also involved in robotics. In this 1 year period of time, the company started at 130.58 and it is now at 133.21. The company bet its fourth quarter last year. It bet its second and its third. Supermicrocomputers is a company involved in servers and data centers. The company's share price was at 45.27 and now it's at 46.2. In the analysis tab, we can see that the company slightly bet its fourth quarter from last year and its first quarter this year. They missed their second quarter this year, and their estimate for third quarter is 0.46. Now let us talk about their annual reports. From Amphenol's financial statement, we can see that the company's gross profit rose from 4,028 to 5,139. We can see also that their net income rose from 1,916 to 2,441. Please remember that this is in millions. From the company's cash flow, we can see that the company, when operating activities, went from 2,704 to 2,814. The company is significantly investing. In 2022, it was negative 731, and now it's negative 2,648. It's good that the company is increasing their influence in the market through acquisitions and further investment in what they primarily do. Their financial activities went from negative 1,196 to positive 1,729. The reason for this increase is from the proceeds from senior notes. Senior notes went from 5.8 to 2,991. From Amphenol's balance sheet, we can see that their cash and equivalents rose significantly from 1,475 to 3,317. It's good that the company has a lot of cash. They can use it for investment. If they need to pay some loan quickly, they can. They are capable of paying it back quickly. I'd like to see their accounts receivable to decrease a bit. Their liabilities have increased. From their cash flows, we did see that they acquired some companies, which I'll talk about in a moment. And they also increased their property, plant, and equipment. So the company is investing into their long-term future. They have increased their revenue and their income, which is good news to us as shareholders. From Teradyne statement of operations, we can see that the company's revenue decreased from 3,155,000 to 2,819,000. Hopefully they managed to increase the revenue this year. In terms of income also fell from 715,000 to 542,000. Their expenses did not rise significantly during this time period. So hopefully they managed to increase their revenue and their income back to what it was in 2022. Their operating activities went from 577,000 to 672,000. The main reason for this increase are the prepayments, which went from negative 140,000 to 119,000. Their investment activity was at 43,000 in 2022, and in 2024 it was at negative 622,000. It's good that the company is investing, purchasing other businesses, and purchasing equipment for their main product. Financial activity went from negative 892,000 to negative 251,000. The main reason why it has gone to negative 251,000 is because of payments of borrowings. Let us now talk about their balance sheet. Their cash fell from 757,000 to 553,000. Again, from the cash flows, we know that the company is investing right now. From the investing activities and cash flows, we know that the company is buying long-term assets. Their ratio between current liabilities and current assets is good, and the company is decreasing their long-term liabilities. Although revenue and income fell, shareholders' equity did rise during this time period, and that's a good thing for us. Moving on, let us now talk about SMCI. From the company's operations, this is in thousands, we can see the company revenue rose by a lot, from 5 million to 14,989,000. and the gross profit went from 800,000 to 2,061,000. We can also see that their income rose significantly from 285,000 to 1,152,000. This is very good news to us shareholders. Hopefully the company continues to grow at such a rate. Moving on to their cash flows, we can see that their operating activities went from negative 440,000 to negative 2,485,000. The main reason for this is their increase in accounts receivable from negative 372,000 to negative 1,589,000, and their inventory from negative 504,000 to negative 2,899,000. The company does operate servers, so it's expected for them to have a lot of inventory. Although I'd like to see a decrease in receivables. In terms of investing, the company investment activities went from negative 46,000 to negative 194,000. The main reason is because the company is buying long-term assets. So probably building more servers. Their financial activity was at 522,000 and now it's at 3,911,000. The main reason is because the company issued a significant amount of stock. Now let us talk about their balance sheet. The company's cash has risen significantly from 440,000 to 1,669,000. Hopefully they use that cash to invest further into their business. The fact that they have a lot of cash right now shows us that they can pay any debt that comes their way, but I'd like to see a decrease in cash and a further increase in investment. Again, as we can see, their inventory significantly rose, and so did their accounts receivable. Property, plant, equipment rose as well. We saw that in their cash flow investment activities. The company has a good ratio between current assets and current liabilities. And they acquired a more long-term debt, which with their current financial statement is fine. Their equity rose up by a lot from 1,972,000 to 5,417,000. This is all good news to us as shareholders. Now that I have talked about their financial statement, let's use Guru Finance to analyze the three companies a bit more. From Guru Finance, we can see that Amphenol financial statement has significantly improved. Not only that, but their market capitalization doubled during this time period. In 2022, it was at 45 billion. And now it's at 83 billion. We can see that their financial condition rose to 90. Originally it was at 65. Their growth potential went to 85. It was at 75. And their value has increased as well. The company improved their revenue and income during this time period, which is very good to us investors. Their current asset and current liabilities ratio is good. They don't have a significant amount of liabilities. They are perfectly capable of paying them back if demanded. They have a lot of inventory, but due to the nature of their business, that is expected. I'd like to see a drop in receivables. However, that is a minor thing. From their financial statement, I can see that their long-term assets are in good use. They are creating value for the company, and they also the increase in long-term assets also comes from the many acquisitions that they have done or they are planning to do in the near future. The company's investments in the company is heavily investing in itself. They are expanding their influence in the market that they specialize in, and they're also diversifying themselves. In 2024, they acquired CIT, which is a company which makes connectors and cables and wiring for the plane industry and the defense industry as well. So it's good that the company is expanding its reach into the market. They also acquired in early 2025 the CommScope mobile networks business. This business supplies antennas and equipment for mobile network. Also, they acquired LifeSync Corporation. This gives them a reach into medical devices, as LifeSync makes connectors for healthcare and medical technology. They also acquired, this is all 2025, they acquired Narda, which is a company which builds and designs radio frequency components. This is again for military and for aerospace. All of these acquisitions indicate to me that the company is aggressively expanding their reach. They clearly want to increase their influence in the defense department, in airplanes, in networks, mobile networks, and in aerospace. All of these are areas of the market that will be profitable in the future, will expand, the amount of money in each of these markets will continue to increase. And it's very good to see that the company is entering these areas. They are, from their financial statement, I can see that they're perfectly capable of entering into new markets. And hopefully we will see the profits from these acquisitions very soon. The company is also planning further acquisitions in the near future. They announced plans to acquire Trexon, which also provides cables for the aerospace industry, a defense industry, and for heavy industry. Another company they are planning to acquire is CommScope's connectivity and cable solutions. They provide fiber optics fiber optic cables for data centers and for AI and cloud. In any case, that's all I have to say about Amphenol. I think the company's financial statement is very good. The next company I'd like to talk about is Teradyne. Using Guru Finance, we can see that market capitalization rose. However, their financial statement is relatively the same. The finance condition did decrease, but their growth and value stayed relatively the same. The company's revenue and income rose, which is a good thing. They did acquire or announce plans to acquire Quantify Photonics, which is another company that provides devices which are used for testing. Their accounts received their current assets and current liability ratio is fine. That's all I can say about their financial statements. The company is stable. It's a good financial statement, but I don't see any major activity in this current time period for them. Using Guru Finance, we can see that Supermicro Computer increased its market capitalization. They increased their finance condition by quite a bit and slightly increased their growth condition. The company increased their revenue significantly during this time period, from 7 million to 14 million. That's a lot, and that's good news for us. They improved their income as well. The company is heavily involved in data centers. They are working with NVIDIA, which is a very good company. How much rev profit they'll get from this partnership is unknown. Perhaps NVIDIA will take the lion's shares of profit, and Supermicro will take less profit than we as shareholders would want them to have. That's all I have to say about Supermicro. Let us now put them onto the rating table. I would place Amphenol into the buy section. Amphenol financial statement is very good. They are aggressively expanding their business, expanding their influence in the markets that they already are, and also diversifying into new markets. From the financial statement, I can see that they're perfectly capable of such aggressive expansion. And for that reason, I do think that they are a good buy. Supermicro also has a very good financial statement, but I would place them in the okay section. The company did have some accounting audit issues in the past. It seems that these issues have been resolved, but some shareholders are still concerned about that, so their share price may not increase. The other problem I have is that the company is reliant on NVIDIA. They work a lot with them, and I feel like the company should have more consumers. They shouldn't be reliant on such a massive company. NVIDIA could easily change with whom they work with. Also, they could potentially take the lion's share of profit. And for that reason, I would, although Supermicro does have a very good financial statement, I'd place them in the okay section. Maybe in the careful section. Teradyne goes to the okay section. The company's financial statement is good. They are capable of paying their loans. They are in a profitable industry, an industry that has a future. However, I haven't seen any aggressive movements from the company. I haven't seen any investments. For that reason, I don't think their share price will increase significantly. And that's why I'm placing them in the okay section. In any case, that's all I have to say about the three companies. Eventually, I plan to make a video about banks. I also want to make a video about mining industry. But that's all for now. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and give it a like.